That one's full up with cigarette butts.
Yeah.
Right. You make sure you don't mix them up.
No. Right, we've just got our letter, Philip. You live on the 5th floor, I live on the 9th.
Yeah.
We got that.
Well, there's nobody else left in the building. There's us two and maybe one or two other people.
I know 2 other people. I know Graham. I don't know what floor he lives in. He's a security guard, like. He lives on 1 floor.
He's around about the floor.
Yeah, he's an uptown security guard, so he's not about a lot during the day.
Is that the big guy?
He's not that big. Well,
By tons?
not really, no.
All right. Oh, right.
Happy
different
chap,
guy.
sort of very... quite a jolly chap he used to be.
Yeah.
What's all this on here? Is that some of
right
your
there,
stuff
okay.
or what?
Yeah. No.
Is this that?
Ashtray.
Oh,
Oh, we can put the table back. So.
All this paperwork and stuff. Right. Because we're getting chucked out by the council now, aren't we? So, find the right letter. Can't find the right letter. What's the letter say? That we're definitely going to get demolished, facing demolition, basically. I thought I had the letter here, but it might be.
Option D or something.
Yeah, they chose option D, where we're going to get demolished. Now is what we're facing. So, blah blah blah. Can't find it anyway.
You need some sort of folder.
But I do. I need
Put them in order or something.
Organising. But anyway, that's the threat now. That's what we're facing, demolition. But I had an idea. I said we've got Citizens Advice Bureaus on the 1st floor, yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, hell of a lot of empty flats now. I mean, so obviously a lot of people are going to want to move out. Obviously they'll take advantage of the offer, especially if they've got children. I was chatting to one of the residents on the 4th floor. I can't remember his name. Well, then again, what will that matter if you move out? Oh, here it is. I've got the letter. Queensway House consultation. Here we are. Further to the completion of the 6-week consultation with Queensway House residents regarding the future of the block, I'm writing to update you on the current situation. Firstly, thank you to everyone who took time to meet or provide feedback to our team, and for being so honest and open with your views. The level of engagement from residents and leaseholders has been very high, and the majority view is a preference for option D, which is to decant and develop Queensway House, i.e. move everybody out. The next stage of the process is for us to present to councillors at the November Cabinet meeting the results of the consultation along with the other factors to be considered, including costs and how this may link with the Hatfield Town Centre regeneration programme. How can you call it a Hatfield regeneration programme when they have just destroyed the old building at the end, the old Texas warehouse building? Remember that at the end of the street? They've just knocked that down. Hatfield regeneration. No, it's demolition. You've just demolished New Hatfield. If you destroy Queensway House, there's going to be nothing left of Hatfield. Hatfield was a new town in the 1960s. It was a brand new town in the 1960s. An experiment, you might say.
It's happening all over the country.
But now they're just demolishing it all. They want to demolish everything and start again. Well, it's not a new town. You just demolished the town, and then you want to rebuild the whole thing. I don't like the White Line Square. It's horrible.
Because the rooms are too big, and they want to make the smallest rooms possible and squash everybody in little tiny boxes.
Yeah.
So you get your entire flat will be like this room.
It probably would be.
With the.
That's what I'm scared of. I don't want to move into a smaller flat, but Phil, look how much stuff I've got here. Yeah. Phil, are they yours, Lee? Can you move them out off that table? Look. It's just that sort of like, if I were to move into a smaller flat or whatever, how the fuck am I going to move all this into a smaller flat? For starters, and then it's going to be beige, and I don't want to live in a fucking beige flat. I can understand people wanting to move out if they're leaseholders, for instance. Now, actually, Graham tells me he doesn't not want to move out. Graham has lived here for 30 years, yeah?
Yeah.
Graham's lived in the block for 30 years. He does not want to move out either. You don't want to move out. No. I don't want to move out. I know another bloke who doesn't want to move out because he's built his home and spent about 20,000 quid or something in his flat. And like, it's silly. Well, let's Yes, I can understand why people want to move out if they've got kids, for instance. Absolutely. Get the children out of the block. For starters, that's a good idea. But instead of demolishing it, house other people in there. Move the people who want to move out of the block. Let the residents who want to stay here stay in the block. Put new residents into the block.
Yeah.
Apparently we've got a homeless shelter underneath the block. So put the homeless into the empty flats.
There's people all over Hatfield sitting in the
And that
street.
would house the homeless problem.
There's I go to Aldi supermarket, it's across the A1,
Yeah.
and there's always a couple of homeless people there.
Right.
There's more there than there is in Asda because I think they get more money from people from Aldi or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I agree that if the leaseholders want to sell their flats back to the council at a fair market price, then they should have the right to do so. Yes, I agree with that. And let them move. But obviously, because council's going to have to pay for all their mortgages, aren't they? So obviously, if someone council says, right, I'm going to pay, give you your money back for your fucking that's £300,000 or something, or £200,000 or whatever it's worth. So obviously they're going to go for it, most of them. And also, I know a lot of people have children now, and they used to live here before they had children. But of course, when you get children, of course, then you move out to a house or whatever, to another place, whatever. But that's customary. That's just fucking decency. Is to when you have a kid, find them a house to live in, like they did with Andy and B. Yeah, because as soon as Andy had kids, did they have kids before he moved out or after?
no, they had kids before, and then after about a year they got rehoused.
So that was after they had children, wasn't
Yeah.
it? After William was born. When William was born, he used to live here, did he?
Yeah.
Oh right, I wasn't quite sure. But then, yeah, of course you could find them a house to live in. That's decency. That's common fucking count. That's what the council's paid to do. But the council is supposed to look after the residents. I thought this was supposed to be a secure tenancy.
Yeah.
Isn't it called a secure tenancy? That it's a safe place to live. Phil.
Yeah, you're right. They've changed the rules afterwards.
They have, haven't they?
They've cheated, and because it's big government and big power, unless you've got somebody who's super wealthy and prepared to hire a good lawyer and go to court, you'll...
Well, it costs £500. I found that out to go to court. It costs £500. And I ain't got £500 to waste to go to court.
That's why in America. In America, it's like if you're poor, you go to prison, and if you're wealthy, you don't.
Yeah, but it's like they're kind of sort of like taking the piss out of us, man. We've got no fucking power. I know people want to move out, and this guy was getting a bit angry in the lift actually, because saying, "Why are you complaining on Hatfield Fights Back, saying that you want to stay here and all that? Why are you complaining?" I said, "Because I want to stay here." "Yeah, but I want to move out," he says. I said, "Well, of course you want to move out. You've got a fucking kid now. They're supposed to move you out years ago if you got... Well, as soon as you get a kid, they're supposed to move you out. This is supposed to be a bachelor pad sort of place. And a good idea, a way the council could make money from Queensway House, I had an idea. Let all the residents who want to stay here stay, however few we are. Then house all the homeless in the flats permanently, so they have a permanent house, a permanent flat to live in. Because all the homeless are stuck in the basement at the moment. Isn't it a bit silly that we have a tower block of 12 flats, yeah, that is about to get demolished, yeah? We have a big homeless problem. We have a homeless problem in Hatfield, yeah? We have homeless people living in the fucking basement, yeah? We have 12 stories of half-empty flats. Put the fucking homeless into the bloody empty flats, give them a permanent fucking home, then they would not be homeless, would they? And once they've got a permanent home in Queensway House, then they can find jobs. Give them a chance to find jobs then. You cannot find a job if you're homeless. It's a simple fact. Once you're homeless, you cannot find a job. But if you house the homeless in Queensway House, they will not be homeless. They will have a home. And therefore, That will give them the opportunity to try and look for a job of some kind. Perhaps decorator, or someone to repair the floors, for instance. You know, to employ people then. And I would, and also I was thinking, right, another thing I was thinking. Biggest industry in Hatfield Town, what is it nowadays? 2019, what's the biggest industry in Hatfield Town? Which makes all the money?
Just redeveloping it.
Biggest industry, University of Hertfordshire. It's huge, yeah? Now the University of Hertfordshire has a lot of students. I have a challenge. A university challenge, how about that? A university challenge for the Hertfordshire University. Yeah. They are threatening Queensway House with demolition. How about let the residents and leaseholders who want to stay here, stay here. If they want to sell their flats back to the council, the leaseholders should have the right to do so. Yeah? Move all the residents with young families out of the building, because they want to go and they want to get 6,000 quid, obviously. Let them, you know, pay them to move out and all that, and give them the money. Yes? But families should have got moving out anyway. When you have a family, when you have children to look after, normally the normal council procedure is to find you a house to live in. Once you have a child in Hatfield, that was the normal procedure. You know, when Andy and B had a child, then as soon as they had a child, they got given a house, sort of thing. Right. But you let everybody move out who wants to move out. That would have saved you 6,000 quid if you thought of that. That would have saved the council 6,000 if they'd thought of that before. But they're going to move everyone out, people out anyway. But all right, give us 1 year, right? And instead of demolishing it, how about renting it to the University of Hertfordshire? Because you've got a lot of students who need houses to live in. Was it student accommodation? Yeah. The students need somewhere to live, don't they? How about renting the empty flats to students to study Queensway House for a year? You could do it. You could make that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Like an experiment, because they do don't they have topics or experiments in universities sometimes?
I think they've made up their mind what they're going to do.
I know the council, but I'm going to try and remake their mind. How about get the University of Hertfordshire
To buy the building.
Yeah. Or not necessarily buy the building, but rent the building. Rent or buy the building, actually.
Yeah,
rent or buy the building. And they could put the students and can live in Queensway House for a year, because you know, like they need rented accommodation, cheap rented accommodation, yeah. And while the students are here, as an extracurriculum activity as well as their own studies, how about they could study Queensway House and help me to fix all the problems in Queensway House, because they've got big brains apparently. University students have big brains. So why not try and get the University of Hertfordshire involved, and you could rent the block to the university for an experiment for a year before they demolish it. Okay, let's say we're facing demolition, yeah? That's the outcome, yeah, now we're facing demolition. We're going to get knocked down into rubble. Now, I would like to ask the council to put their plans on hold for a week, for a year, for 1 year. How about, if you're going to demolish it anyway, you're not going to make any money out of it, right? But, how about giving it to the University of Hertfordshire, or renting it out to the University of Hertfordshire, so they could house the students in the empty flats? Because they always need student accommodation, don't they? The university always needs student accommodation. So turn the flats into student accommodation, because they still get paid by the government that way. And then, with the help of the students, we can fix up Queensway House, maybe as an experiment, and see if we can get Queensway House really fixed. All the little problems, and they are small problems really. The floors, the toilets, you know.
Do you think there was a conspiracy?
Definitely feel that.
This bee woman caused all this trouble, and then
I've got a feeling she might be employed by the council to do it. I think I really sincerely think she's like a double spy.
Well, she's Labour, isn't she?
So's Jack. Jack's Labour too.
Yeah, but all the workers in the council are Labour. It might be a Tory council, but the people who work.
Oh, I don't think you're going too deep there. But I don't know. But I think she might be sort of like
Or
trying to persuade. She's always been trying. Well. In the last time I saw her, she was trying to persuade everyone because we've got concrete cancer or whatever. She's the fucking cancer. She was the cancers.
Yeah, I think there's a conspiracy there.
I mean, I think there is that sort of like leading the. It's like the Pied Piper leading the people along. You know.
To the slaughter.
Follow me, tweet, 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 tweet. You know. I mean, you know, I understand why people want to leave if they've got children, obviously, because you want summer for children. But then again, you could always turn the first floor into. Actually, Charlotte, how about turning the second floor? The first floor is Citizens' Advice as well. You've got Sparks Cafe on the ground floor. That's going to have to go as well. Citizens' Advice on the first floor. You could put a nursery. If people have young children, you could turn the second floor into a nursery. So that young mothers could actually, if they wanted to work, they could leave their children in the nursery during the day. That'd be a good idea. If you turn the second floor into a nursery kind of thing, you know, it would need a bit of redevelopment like the first floor. You could turn that at one floor into the second floor, say, into a children's nursery. What do you reckon, Charlotte? So that, you know, sort of like, during the day you could put your children into the nursery, be cared by professional nurses and all that. Or trainee nurses from the university. Even, because I think they've got nurses. That'd be an experiment. That'd be a good experiment for the university, whatever. Because you could turn the second floor into a nursery or something like that for little children. For parents who have children in the block. And also, if you've got family who've grown, you know, a bit older children, in fact, you can start from the second floor and then you work your way up to the 12th floor sort of thing, you know. Like every couple of years when children grow up, you move up to a higher floor if you want, you know. That'd be fun. But I don't want to destroy it, man. I like living in the sky, Phil. Because it's far away from the ground, isn't it? See, wherever we get moved, you're not talking very much. Wherever we're going to get moved, it won't be in the sky anymore, will it?
Well, the worst thing is you get moved out of the town, stuck in Winnegarn City.
I can't afford that. I've got to be close to my mum. She's 82 years old. Now that's not just for sentimental reasons, for physical reasons as well. She's 82, she's quite fit, but well, she's healthy enough at the moment, but fate usually plays a hand, doesn't it? But I don't want to move further away because at the moment I'm close enough to home that if anything does happen with Mum, which it has before, I won't say too much about it, but
yeah, but
I've had to get there.
They treat.
I had to get there in 10 minutes. I can get to my mum's in 10 minutes from here.
They treat.
But I don't want to be moved further away from here, from where I am now, because it's close enough to home that I can get to my mum's in 10 minutes.
They treat
if
Welling and
necessary.
Hatfield as one town, whereas like St Albans is one town. So if you're in St Albans and you moved, you somewhere in St Albans. So you I don't want to go to Winnegarn City.
I don't. It's too big. I don't like Winnegarn
Well,
City.
that.
I have to stay close to home.
It's not only that. I don't know anybody there. I mean, I did know quite a few people, but they've all moved away. So you just move to a town. You don't know anybody. You don't get any social support. That's really unhealthy for your emotional health. So it's whereas Hatfield, I mean, down the road, and there's Andy and B, and there's other people that I know I can visit. So
It seems a lot of a waste of money to build a fucking put in a new elevator. They paid for a new boiler, a new electric boiler for me. The council have just installed a new
double glazing.
September. They haven't paid me compensation yet. They haven't paid me any compensation yet. They offered me, I'll show you, £68, something like that, for 2 months without a boiler. That's all they offered me, 68 quid. So I sent the letter back and I said to them, look, I'm not accepting 68 fucking quid. It's not enough. I'll read you the letter in a minute. But that's ridiculous for 2 months without a boiler. That's pretty fucking unfair. I haven't replied to any of my letters from that.
Is Lee giving a concert in the toilet?
Yeah, he does that. He's cleaning the toilet. I thought it was cleaning. No, he's cleaning the other room. But problem is, it's like I spent 23 years building my home up here and getting comfy up here. I'm gay, so I mean, there's never been any fucking thought about marriage or anything like that. So I've always known I'm going to be ended up being single. Well, I'm single, sort of thing. But the point is, it's like, this is my home. It's a bachelor pad. Yes, it is a bachelor pad, but these flats are bachelor pads. They're not really made for families. I thought the whole point of the flats was basically to be for sort of like young people or for people who are single or whatever, you know, rather than families, to be honest. Okay, move all the families out. Obviously, they're going to want 6,000 quid in a new house. Obviously, most people are going to move out now. Obviously, because of the fact that they've got young families, they're getting offered a bungalow or a new house or whatever, and £6,000. Obviously, they're all going to want to move out. But that's totally obvious. So what I'm saying is, right, house all the homeless in the empty flats, and give me 1 year. 1 year, just 1 year. How about give it to get the university. They can house their students in here, and the students could do a study of Queensway House for a year as well, couldn't they? As well as their thing, and they could say, what's it like to live in Queensway House? And you could do reports and stuff like that, and a great experiment. Like, use Queensway House as an experiment, like Frankenstein. Instead of demolishing it straight away, because, okay, the council want to demolish Queensway House, okay, I'm asking for 1 year. Just 1 year, like, before you pull the hangman's noose. You know what I mean? All I'm asking for is 1 more year, like, before they pull the hangman's noose and execute us all. Well, throw us all out. Let me take management of Queensway House, and what I'll do is I'll get the stacks all cleared straight away. We get all the toilets sorted out straight away, first party. Resurface the floors as soon as possible, and replace any broken boilers straight away. When a gas boiler breaks down, simply replace it with an electric boiler, because eventually we're all going to have to go electric anyway. Simple solution: we replace every gas boiler with an electric boiler as and when they break down. You know, over time, because it's very expensive. So 1 flat at a time, as and when the time arises to replace a gas boiler, we replace it with an electric one. And that would solve the boiler problem. And then there's the cracks on the floor, solve it, that would be easy. You could do that in a week. Well, 1 floor in a week. 3, 1 part at a time, sort of thing.
You do it in a day, fix each floor.
You could do, but then every resident would have to move out for a day. But you could do it if you did it in 3 sections. Yeah, but if you did it in 3 sections, only 2 residents would have to move out at a time. You can smooth it over the cracks easy enough. Smooth it over as you go along, like. But you just start with the 2 end flats, and you surface them. Say, right, you can't go in or out for 4 hours while the cement dries, or however long it is. You can get machines that dry cement pretty quickly as well. If you do 1/3 at a time, that'd be easy. I could do that myself, really. Then you paint the floors nice, paint the walls a nice colour, and fire extinguishers on every floor. That'd be nice. Then you won't need a fire warden. You just have a full-time caretaker. I've said this all before on security guard and all that. Said it all before. I'll read you the letter I sent anyway. Where am I? It's to Welland Hatfield Council. They haven't replied to it yet. 16th of September. 16th September. Dear Sir, regarding the proposed demolition of Queensway House, I understand that eventually all gas boilers and radiators will have to be replaced by electric boilers and heaters. But to keep things simple, why not just wait until a boiler needs replacing and simply replace the boilers then, 1 flat at a time, as and when the need arises with an electric boiler. I know Queensway House is looking a bit run down and the hallways need sorting out, but that is entirely due to council neglect over the years. Yes, the building is 57 years old, but that really is not a fair excuse for demolition. You have already reclad the entire building and replaced the windows with double glazing and installed fireproof doors. But after 20 or so years, to be honest, after 20 or so years, won't the boilers need replacing anyway? So won't the boilers need to be replaced anyway? The main jobs that need to be done really are 1. Resurface the landing floors and repair all the cracks. You could do each floor in 3 sections, so that residents will only be inconvenienced 2 at a time, while the cement dries, and only for a few hours. 2. Repaint all the landing floors in friendlier colours than beige. Perhaps pink, blue, green or yellow. Red, blue or black, it's up to you. You can even ask for residents' suggestions. 3. Carpet the landing floors, or at least lay linoleum. 4. Repaint the stairwell. 5. Put an alarmed fire extinguisher on every landing floor, secured with an alarmed belt to raise the alarm if a fire extinguisher is removed. Use sprinklers in the communal... 6. Sprinklers in the communal halls are a good idea, but might cause water damage if located in each individual flat. Also, if you put sprinklers in the kitchen and there is a chip pan fire, the most likely type, sprinklers would turn a small fire into a blazing inferno. Water and oil do not mix. A fire blanket in every kitchen would be a sensible idea. 3. To be honest, I think a fire warden is a little bit excessive. A full-time caretaker during the day would ensure the safety of the residents by day, and a nighttime security guard, if you feel it necessary, to patrol the block at night. Plus, if you had a fire extinguisher on every landing, the block really should be safe for us at night without a fire warden. Also, the toilet stacks need to be checked and cleared properly, as my lavatory still overflows quite regularly. All you really need to do is find the lowest floor with waste cover and clear the stack beneath it. I live on the 9th floor, so the blockage must be in a stack on one of the lower floors of the block. So clearing the stacks above me will not fix the problem. Start from the lower levels and work your way up. I hope you will think very seriously before you decide to move out all the residents and demolish our homes. As I said in my previous letter, I have lived here very happily for 23 years, and I have built myself a home where I want to live for the rest of my life. If you look at Queensway House as a vertical street, then I'm certain that it costs less than any other horizontal street with 66 council homes to maintain. And like I said, you could rent the empty flats, move the people out who want to move out, and rent out the empty flats to the University of Hertfordshire and house students in there for a year. And then we can do a study of Queensway House. Something like that would be fun. I mean, if they're going to demolish it anyway, they haven't got much to lose. But how about doing it as a year-long experiment, just to keep our homes for 1 more year, and give us a chance to fight back, and to stay here if we want to?
Well, what I think is they set us up, and it's going to be turned into a giant homeless shelter.
Yeah, like they did with Golding's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that too. And that's what fucking pisses me off, because this is our fucking home. But we can turn it into... We can house the homeless in the empty flats anyway. There's plenty of empty flats. You don't have to move everybody out to house the homeless.
There's a reason why they're homeless.
Well, they won't be homeless if they're moved here. And I don't care if anyone's mentally ill or whatever. You're saying that people are mentally ill if they're homeless.
Did I say that? I'm saying like they might be druggies and they might have been kicked out.
So am I.
No, yeah, but Bill, you go to work, you pay your bills. These people might not.
Yeah, but a lot of people who live in flats.
Yeah, I'm not moaning. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but a lot of people. Yeah, but a lot of people who live in flats are unemployed. Yes.
I know some people are.
And if they are unemployed, the government pays the rent. Yes.
No, but what I mean is,
no, wait.
If they're druggies,
yeah, but they won't need to.
If they're druggies, I don't give them money. But if they're homeless, I'll give them a.
If they're home, I don't care about giving money. I'm not talking about giving money. I'm saying give them a bloody roof over their heads. I don't mind. I mean, a homeless person is only a homeless person until they have a home. Yeah. Once you have a home, you are not homeless. You don't have the stigma because you can have a home. All I'm saying is use the fucking empty flats and house the homeless who are downstairs in the basement. Keep them in the basement, kind of thing. Put them in it. Give them the empty flats. Then they will not be homeless because they will have a home. Give the empty flats to the homeless then. The council give a damn. Because they won't be homeless if they have a home. All homeless people need is a bloody roof over their heads. Honestly. But you want to demolish this block and then you're going to demolish the homeless shelter. You're going to demolish Sparks. You're going to demolish the fucking Citizens Vice Bureau offices as well. And all that. And there's going to be nothing left but it's only the fucking 99% of the problems with this block is the fact that it has been neglected by the council for the last 20 years. It has been totally neglected by the council for the last 20 years, really. The council don't give a damn about what it looks like on the outside of your flats, or the insides for that matter. Any problems with Queensway House is totally due to council neglect.
Do you want to
Phil?
Yeah, but do you want to play a song?
Yes, we will.
Play a song.
Can I go to the toilet first?
Yeah,
then?
sure.
All right. We're going to write one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get a book. I need a pen though. I'll get one out in the pocket. I've got a postman. I'm a postman. I'm a postman. I'll get one. Don't worry, I'll get it. I'll go to the toilet. Hold on.
Phil, can I go to the dough before you
What?
come through the money? Clean it. Go look at your bedroom. I put all your clothes away. All your socks are right.
I was going to spend half an hour fishing in there now.
No, have a look. Everything's all right, mate. I've not put it away. I've just like folded it up and shit. But it's all tidy. Thank you. Yeah, boss.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt you, but we're just going to get up and leave, alright, once I've
Oh.
What, you planning to do at 1 still?
I'll see.
Or you planning it like a fucking...
I'll go to the toilet.
Planning it like a heart?
I'll be able to put my pants.